Yo, yo, yo. You already know what time it is. It's cigars and coffee, baby. Cigars and coffee. So we're here for another Noops edition. And I have an amazing guest with me today.
All right.
Noob, Ron Lockett. What's going down with you, Noob? Doing all right?
Yes, indeed. Glad to be here.
Hey, it's a absolute pleasure to have you join me today.
Thank you so much.
Real talk. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do mean that.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, let's get right into it, Lockett. Let's get right into it. So, for the people who don't know, where did you grow up? You know, what was childhood like? You know, explain that to me.
Okay. Good question. So, I was born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana. I have I guess my family legacy ties back to Houston for many generations. But my parents, they got married here in Houston, moved to Indianapolis, so that's where my brother and I were raised. So
were you a Colts fan? Let me ask
Colts fan, Pacers fan, all things Indiana.
Let's go. I knew I rock with Lockett like that. And I didn't even know. Okay, yes, my apologies. Continue.
Oh yeah, no. So you know, and as we know, Indiana, you know, I call it Kappa Land. Kappa Land. So
Bloomington.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I grew up seeing, you know, the Circle City Classic.
Okay.
Was our big HBCU rivalry we'd have every fall in Indy.
Okay.
Every summer we'd had a Black Expo, and I'd always see the Noops running everything. So I knew at an early age, I said, okay, I'm gonna be a member of Kappa Alpha Psi.
At an early
age. I mean, probably 6-7 years old. You know, just knowing, you know, seeing, you know, Crown Hill Cemetery where all our founders were buried. Seeing, you know, just all the significance. Diggs Elementary School right there in Indianapolis. Just growing up seeing all that. So it was a no-brainer for me.
I was gonna ask you that was it a no-brainer? But okay,
Yes,
continue. So you grew up in Indianapolis. Is that where you went to middle school, high school?
Yeah. All the way through high school.
Okay. All the way through high school. So where'd you end up going to college?
So I went to Prairie View A&M. So I came back home to my second home, back to Texas. You know, all my family's here, aunts and uncles, many cousins. So it was really a no-brainer coming back, you know, and went to Prairie View. I have a long legacy of Prairie View graduates in my family. I'm a fourth generation Prairie View alum. So I was pulled back and didn't even realize how, you know, that's where I was supposed to be. That's where I was supposed to be.
Let's unpack that. 4 generations of Prairie View graduates or people who attended Prairie View that are in your family. What was that like seeing that? And like, because I was the first from my family to go to college.
Okay.
So what, or to graduate, my apologies, to graduate. But what was that like to see, okay, my grandfather went there, my father went there. Like, how was that?
I tell you, it gave a great sense of pride.
Okay.
You know, I grew up going out there and visiting.
Okay.
And, you know, having my parents talk about these landmarks and buildings on the campus and the hospital who's named after my great uncle, things like that. But to actually go there on campus and enroll, it was like I was continuing a legacy. So, you know, I knew I had to succeed. I had to do this. You know, so it was a great feeling.
Okay. When what years were you on the yard?
So I was there from 94 to 99.
Okay.
So, I tell people those are the best 5 years of my life. I had a good time. But, you know how it is in college. You grow up, you know, you become a man, and you learn a lot about yourself, about other people.
Lot.
Yeah,
a whole lot. I played baseball at Southern University and coached and graduated from Prairie View. So
okay.
Yeah. I got a little bit of love for PV.
So you know,
a little bit of love.
For
PV.
All right.
Yeah. So what'd you major in?
Majored in electrical engineering. Yeah. So I had to spend a lot of time in the books.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Dude, how crazy! I didn't know none of this stuff. We got a lot in common, dude, because I graduated from Prairie View Electrical Engineering Technology with a minor in computer engineering technology.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So you graduate EE.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like after graduation?
So I can tell you, working so hard, struggling, staying up all night sometimes, as you know, getting passing those tests. I was so ready to work. And I was fortunate enough, my first job out of college was at NASA, at Johnson Space Center. So I thought I was the man. You couldn't tell me nothing. I made it, Mom. I made it. So that was really good. That was really good. Just getting in that workforce. But I can tell you, one thing, moving from Indianapolis here to Texas. One of the first things I realized, Texas, specifically Houston, it's so much opportunity. It kind of got my entrepreneur mindset flowing. So I was working. I loved my job. My career was great, but I said, okay, I want to do more. I want to, so that kind of piqued my interest in the entrepreneur world.
Got you. Okay. So you start working at NASA. Huge accomplishment. Huge achievement.
Thank you. Yes, indeed.
Speaking of achievement, when did you become a member of this noble clan we have here?
The illustrious Kappa
Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to the good news.
Yes, indeed. Yo.
Yeah.
So, I pledged Houston Alumni chapter in fall of 2000.
Legendary.
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
so,
okay.
This makes year number 25 for me. So, that definitely very
deference
fortunate.
to you, brother.
Definitely love it. So
that's it. So, what was your experience after becoming a member of Kappa? What was your journey like while you were in HAC?
Oh, okay. It's different. For those who may not know, Houston Alumni chapter, one of the oldest chapters, in the state of Texas, in our province. Yeah. And we just celebrated our 97th anniversary of the chapter. And so,
huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Huge congratulations.
But what that means is, I came in as initiated as a 23-year-old, fresh out of college. It was a lot of older brothers.
older brothers.
My daddy's age, grandfather's age, uncle. So it was tough finding my place.
Got you.
It was really tough. So I treated everyone like they were my mentors. I absorbed it in and just learned and listened a lot. Yeah. And it helped me through the years growing and really going up through the ranks.
Right.
Fraternity.
Got you. So being a part of HAC with those older brothers. What are some of the blessings that you've seen at an early age in Kappa Land that you were like, man, this person connected me with this, maybe, a promotion at your job, things like that.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's everywhere you look.
Everywhere you
look.
All
kind of connection.
Literally.
It's brothers are helping. And what I've noticed, when brothers see that you want it, that you want to learn, you want to achieve, they're always there to help, give you that helping hand. So
exactly.
From I let them know it early, early on in the frat, I want to be a leader, and so they said, okay, we're gonna pull you up. We go give you the opportunity. So I was given a lot of opportunities.
Okay.
From province pole marks, grand pole marks, and leaders, and they were able to open doors.
Grand pole marks.
Yes, indeed. So
we're talking about the grand pole mark right now. Wow.
Yes, yeah. So it really worked out. So
awesome.
I was fortunate enough. Probably out of the 25 years, I've been elected to a position in the chapter. Probably 22 out of those 25 years, I've served in every position in the chapter. Pole mark for 5 to 6 years, and now working on the national level and our regional level. So it's been a lot of opportunities and so what I like to do is give back. I like to identify brothers when they come in. I say, you want to work, you want to learn, achieve. I'm going to help you out because that's what happened for me. That's really what helped me out.
So in that journey, man, I love where we're at right now. In that journey, you say you held out of the 25 years, 21, 22.
About 22 years I've been elected officer.
What was your favorite office position in the chapter?
Okay.
What gave you the most experience to go higher?
Okay. No, that's a good question. I would say my favorite position, my most rewarding, was being chapter advisor.
Ooh.
So I've been chapter advisor at one of the undergrad chapters probably about 10 years.
Wow, that's a blessing.
And that's so motivating, knowing you could, train the young brothers, teach them, and just knowing you see them grow. And what I love when I get invited to their graduations, to their weddings, and they come back years later, Brother Lockett, thank you for teaching us this. Thank you for doing that, mentoring to us. So that's, I'd say, out of all positions, that's probably the most rewarding, is being an advisor to the young undergrads.
And what did that mean when you became an advisor? Because that would mean that somebody has to see something in you and to trust you enough to put you in the hands of up-and-coming brothers.
Right. That meant a lot. When I got that appointment as advisor, our province poll marks makes those appointments. And so it was an honor. It was an honor. I knew I had work to do. Sometimes you get a new appointment, it's you gotta make some changes. You gotta come in and shake things up. But they had the confidence in me, and really helped make a difference. So
that's
awesome. I really like that.
That's awesome. Or you're currently working Grand Province, things like that. In between you being an advisor to where you're at now, what are some other positions that you've held?
Okay. So I've held various committee leadership roles on the province level, reclamation chairman, reactivation.
Got you.
Chapters. Right now, position is administrative director for the province poll mark. So I'm over all of our chapters in Southeast Texas.
So that's when we get emails. Got your name on it.
You know, just to make sure all our area chapters, about 20 of us, 20 chapters in the area that I'm over responsible for, making sure keep everything in compliance.
There we go. There we go. Awesome. So we got a bottle right here.
Okay. All right.
We got a bottle right here. Could you explain to me how this came to be, GO3 Vodka?
Definitely. So this brand, GO3 Vodka, it was several friends of mine, colleagues. It was during the pandemic.
And so many amazing
things happening. You got a lot of time.
It was some very bad things happened, but a lot of amazing things happened from the pandemic. Cigars and coffee happened.
It happened during the pandemic, right? You had a lot of free time, a lot of idle time where your mind can work. So you if you were creative and can inspire, you can definitely come up with some creative things when you have time. So my partners and I, we decided. We said, look, we had talked about having a liquor brand, and where that idea came from. A few of my partners, we would throw events to support our college alumni associations. Prairie View Alumni Association, Texas Southern Alumni, Wiley University. And we would always request sponsorships from these big liquor brands and beg them for money to help us. And we would always joke, you know what, one day we're going to have our own brand. We don't have to beg the big boys for money. We can determine where we want the funding to go and support our initiatives. And so we knew during the pandemic, we said, okay, it's time. It's time to do it. It's time to do it. That we knew right then and there.
Okay. Where did the name come about?
So, because we're all black ownership team, all graduates of HBCUs, we wanted a brand that. Go ahead.
Stop. Rewind it.
All right.
Hit play. You said that you guys are all African American.
Yes, indeed.
HBCU alumni.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to. We had to make sure to put that in there.
All right.
Put it in there twice. Yeah.
So we said, there's tons of brands out there, spirit brands. We want something. When you see the name, when you see the bottle, you're like, okay, that's some history.
Yeah.
That's some black history. That's Texas history. So we named the brand after that significant moment in Texas history when on June 19th, 1865, when the general orders were read in Galveston, Texas. And the general orders number 3 was what freed the slaves in Texas. And Gordon Granger read it on the shores and said, the slaves in Texas are now free.
Wow.
And that's why we celebrate Juneteenth to this day. And so when we thought of this concept, it wasn't a national holiday. Majority of the people around the country may not even heard of Juneteenth then. But we said we want to give homage to that, name the brand after that. Wow. And so anytime anyone sees it, we know, okay, that's That's at significant point in history where the Texas slaves were free. And so that's what inspired the name.
What's the feeling of having something so significant be a part of what you stand behind?
It's very significant. It really is. It is just knowing that, I think to me what excites me the most is when you hear other people talking about it. You see things on social media or read articles, and people are promoting it, talking about it,
right,
when they don't even know who we are. It's kind of grown legs and moved.
That's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem to have.
Excellent problem to have.
People are talking about you in spaces when you're not there.
Yeah.
And it's just a good feeling. That they know it's a great tasting brand. It has a significant meaning. And they really feel a connection to it. Gotcha. So that's a good feeling. That definitely is.
GO3 Vodka.
Yes, indeed. So I'll tell you, what I'm most proud about is, of course we have the history we talk about, we give homage, but because of the year 1865, our emancipation, we decided we're going to give 8.65% of all of our proceeds to HBCUs to continue that legacy. So we give scholarships every year to HBCUs. We want to keep things going.
All being HBCU alumni, and you guys saying, okay, versus taking 100% of the proceeds and giving it to us.
Right.
Like, hey, I own it. I'm getting all of it, or we getting all of it.
Right.
Instead of doing that, we're gonna put our money where our mouth is. Mm-hmm. If we're gonna say we're gonna support HBCUs,
let's do it.
Let's
make it happen. Yes.
That's
what it's about. That's because we all know we wouldn't be where we are today without our HBCUs.
Yeah.
Without having that opportunity.
Right.
And so we said we want to keep that legacy going for years and years to come.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely amazing. So where all can they purchase a GO3 Vodka? Where's it at now?
Okay, we're trying to make it everywhere. So in Texas, we're probably throughout the state, probably in about 100 different retail stores, bars, lounges, restaurants. No, I'll take that back. We're probably several thousand now, different regions throughout the state of Texas.
Yeah.
We have a good partnership with Total Wine. We're in every Total Wine in the state of Texas. Probably about 90% of the Specs stores in Texas. Wow.
And Total Wine is really they running the game.
Right. Yeah, that's the staple. They're your neighborhood friendly.
They just move Specs out the way. Like, hey man, we coming with something new.
Yes. And what we've got a lot of different states. People have reached out to us from other states. Okay. Wanting us to be there. So we're now in 7 states across the U.S. on the shelves. Where we're, they can order it right there throughout, or when we ship everywhere in the U.S. So you can order online and it's shipped right to your front door. So it's really good. So we're looking to continue to expand and get that footprint.
So I have to bring up this question because I know there's going to be some entrepreneurs who are looking at doing something similar in the future. What were some of the challenges that you guys faced while coming up with GO3 Vodka?
Oh, okay. Because it was during the pandemic, everything was scarce as far as shipping, moving. So our glass we have, it's very detailed design. Yeah. So we have an overseas vendor where we order the glass from. So as you remember, all the ports,
everything
was shut down. And so we had thousands of bottles on a ship overseas. We thought it would never get here.
Really?
Our stuff was just sitting on in the ocean, ready to get shipped here.
Well, it's like I'll go get it.
Right. I said we got to go get it. So that's one thing, and just with liquor laws, in Texas, understanding how the distribution works, getting the licensing, the permits, the labeling, it takes a lot. So it was about a 2-year process. Okay. So we were first on the shelves probably middle of 2022. So it took us a full 2 years from the concept to actually get on the shelves.
So when we talk about us as African Americans, was it a hold up also because of the color of your skin, or not so much?
probably not direct, but I'm sure there were, getting into some of the stores, get into some of these big name retail stores. It's tough.
Yeah.
And we couldn't just go walk in and say, "Oh, we'll give you a shot." We had to prove ourselves.
Yeah.
So we started where we had to do a tasting, and they said, "Oh, we'll try you in 3 locations and see how you do."
Yeah.
So of course we took all our friends go buy it all up. Go buy it up. So you have to work the market. You really do as they all said, we have to work 10 times harder sometime to get in there. But the support has been great. From our community. Even and that's some things we thought about too. Is like our brand. We asked ourselves, is it too much? Is it going to offend the other non-black?
Wow.
So we decided, we're going to be unapologetically black. This is who we are. This is what we're about. And so we tell our story. We do tastings at Total Wine. We tell the story.
We tell the story
to everybody, and they're receptive to it.
That's amazing.
They love it. They say, "Oh, I like this. I've heard of Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I'm going to support." And so, and the key, it's what makes the brand different is how it's distilled. We distill it locally.
Let's talk about it.
And so, majority of vodkas are distilled probably corn or wheat.
Okay.
And it gives it a certain characteristic.
Okay.
We decided we wanted something different, and our primary ingredient is sweet potato. And when we realized there are not many sweet potatoes, and it goes back to the history of some of the crops our ancestors harvested. And
it go back to Thanksgiving meal
that we have at every Thanksgiving.
Got some yams.
The yams, right?
Come on
so,
now.
Of course, in the U.S., you had a sweet potato, and so we were able to distill it with sweet potato, and corn, and it makes it super smooth. That's kind of our secret ingredient there, and our claim to fame. So it's worked out great, and it falls right in line with our story. Like
right in line.
It was very intentional. It was very intentional in doing that.
I'm at awe of I knew that you were part of the ownership for it. I knew the Juneteenth, but just even down to things like that, how it was distilled, how it was created.
We wanted to make sure.
Very intentional.
Very intentional. Yes, indeed.
Wow. So you said that you guys are in Total Wine now. You're in Specs. What's next for GO3 Vodka?
Well, we have a couple things in the works. I guess I can.
What I can disclose? Yeah.
Of course, we're looking to expand in other states. We have a few states targeted for this year to be on the shelves. We're working with a major airline to try to get on in the airline, so it's served in the airlines. Working with military branches, so we can get on the bases throughout the country and overseas and at the military facilities on the bases. So it's a lot of things we have in the works just to expand that footprint. So it's we're also we have a concept of I think you've asked me this before. It's like, well, not everybody drinks vodka. What about for the dark liquor drinkers?
Yeah, so I love a good old fashioned.
Right. So we have our parent company we created. It's called Jubilee Spirits. So we knew we could have a whole spirits line under that. So we have a whiskey concept that we're looking to come with.
Really?
We have a name, a label, a brand. So we're waiting on that right time to roll that out as well. So it'll be some other things coming in the Jubilee Spirits family very soon. Very soon. So we'll talk on that. We'll talk on that.
We might have to come back again when the release of this
the whiskey.
This whiskey.
The whiskey comes.
Yeah. So dude, that is the definition of achievement.
Man, I appreciate it, brother.
That is really truly the definition of achievement. Kudos to you guys, man. That's amazing.
Thank you. It's a lot of hard work, but what I like, it's fun. It's fun. I love to get out and tell the story. I light up and get excited when I tell the story. And it's really, and knowing that we're giving back, we're helping others. And that's the key for me.
Gotcha.
In any type of business, branding, I always look where. How can we employ our people? How can we create opportunities? And that's what I love to do. Like this weekend, probably have 2 or 3 events. So we have bartenders that are going to be working. We
Got
have,
you.
Promotion teams, marketing team that's going to be out there. And that's just helping others in the community.
That's a blessing.
Yes, indeed.
So you're giving jobs as well.
Yes, indeed.
What does GO3 Vodka? What don't y'all do?
we try to do it all.
we try to do it all.
We sponsor golf tournaments and do tastings, and of course, we love the social aspect of it.
That's it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's spirit. So that's the key ingredients, right? The social.
Indeed.
Yeah. Awesome. So when we talk about 97 years for HAC. Just saw that you were recognized.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's dive into that a little bit. What were you recognized for?
Okay. Well, so we had our 97th Charter Day last weekend, and so there's several committees I'm working on within the chapter. And
Okay.
I'm a social guy. I like to host events, make sure everyone has a good time. So I'm the social chairman of the fraternity or of our chapter. So I was recognized. Our social committee was the committee of the year, and as chairman, I was given an award for that. So thank you. I appreciate that. But one I'm most proud of, one of our members who had passed many years ago, Martin Radcliffe. And he was known as the brother's brother. Everybody loved him, and they named the Brotherhood Award after him. And so I was honored this year to get the Martin Radcliffe Brotherhood Award, and so all the chapter members voted on that, and so that's a good feeling when your peers recognize you for being the brother's brother, and making things happen. It's really a good feeling. So that felt like Kendrick Lamar leaving with all these awards at the end of the night. It was a good feeling, brother.
I will tell you, from being part of Pearland Manville Fresno Texas Alumni chapter, seeing you guys, I see the work that the chapter as a whole is doing, but especially you, with you getting that award, it made sense.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate it.
It made sense. So, what else do you have your hands in? I know you're heavy into the frat,
right?
Heavy into GO3 Vodka. What else you got your hands in?
Well, interestingly enough. All of this I do. I still have a day job, so all these are side.
You can't. I don't believe you.
I do. So, with my engineering degree, I kind of transformed into doing project management, consulting work. So I formed a small consulting company several years ago.
Wow.
So I every day I'm a consultant in the oil and gas industry doing project management work. So that's my day job.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I hear you.
I love it, and sometimes it's tough when you getting pulled in a lot of directions, but that's my bread and butter there. And so with that, have a lot of engineers work under me, and that's another thing where I'm providing opportunities and jobs, and just being able to give my talents in that way. So I really that's a passion of mine there.
When did you start the consulting firm?
Probably in 2015.
Really?
I formed a consulting firm, and since that time I've been doing independent projects and independent consulting, and it's been really good for me.
And you're in a market that is, I would say, oil and gas. We are not in oil and gas.
That's
like
true.
That.
It's very few of us.
Yeah,
that's right.
So when we talk about that, what are the challenges with that when you are African American project manager of a consulting firm? What are the challenges that you see in that field? Good
question. You have to be competent. You have to know your stuff. And so, when new technologies come out, when understanding the oil and gas markets, I have to, at night, doing my homework. So when that meeting comes up that next morning, I'm in a board meeting, I have to know more than everybody at the table.
Yeah.
And so the challenge is, I know all eyes are on me. I have to perform, and so I need to make sure I'm prepared.
Gotcha.
So I do my research, my homework, so I can, be that go-to person. And when it's time for a new contract, I want them to say, okay, Ron Lockett knows his stuff. He has a track record, and so it's a no-brainer at that point.
So that's 10 years, huh?
That's I didn't realize that. Yeah, it's been about 10 years. Been doing the independent consulting. Yes, indeed.
What when we know oil and gas is so.
Oh yeah, it's cyclical. Yes, it's up and down. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, but with that, how are you able to balance oil and gas, the things that you're doing in Kappa that are up there, and still pushing GO3 Vodka? How do you get that balance? How do you work all that in on a daily basis? Do you do it on a daily basis? Do you only push GO3 on the weekend? What's the balance like?
It's tough. You say, how do I do it? I really don't know how I do it.
Teach me your ways, Nope.
I wish I knew how I do it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a daily task. Yeah, and I can honestly say, from the GO3 Vodka to Cap Alpha Psi to my day job, it's every day.
Yeah,
it's something going on.
Gotcha.
Every day.
Yeah.
After work, probably I'd say 4 or 5 days a week, I have an event, a promotion I'm doing, some type of setup or a meeting, with the fraternity or with the vodka company or intertwined with both.
Wow.
But I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's what feeds my drive, and so I really like it.
So it from what I'm hearing is you always hear the saying, when you love what you do.
Yes.
Doesn't even feel like work.
Doesn't even feel like work. Yeah, and that I can honestly say that. It's really fun.
That's amazing.
It is. Now I'll tell you, the big thing is everything intertwined together. The support I get. I love my frat brothers are always at my GO3 Vodka events. Vice versa, my GO3 Vodka team, my partners. They want to come support what we have going on with the fraternity. When we have a ball or a gala, they're right there. And so that really helps when you have support from all around.
Got you.
My friends from Prairie View, they're always, how can we support? Yeah. And so that means a lot. I mean, that's priceless there. It really is.
Lockett, you talk about support. I hosted a VIP private event for Houston Cigar Week last year. Mm-hmm. And you were able to be one of the sponsors for that event.
Yes, indeed. I remember that. Yes, indeed.
And I want to tell you on camera that I sincerely appreciate it.
Yes.
Because not getting into what was going on during that time, but there was something that very traumatic.
Yeah. My mother, I was burying my mother that weekend. And
for you to not, you didn't reach out and say, "Hey man, let me we're gonna have to reschedule this. Everything's off. Let's get to it some other time." Or you could have easily done that.
Yeah.
And been well in your right. I would have just been like, "Hey, bro, I feel you."
Right. Yeah.
I feel you. But for you to not only send bottles, but you showed up.
Yes, that was important to me.
You showed up.
Yeah.
And for that, that's why I said at the beginning of this episode, I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it. Because I couldn't imagine going through that and still, hey man, look. And you recorded a clip with me.
I remember that. I remember that.
At Sweet Lips.
Yeah, I remember that. And if I remember correctly, I didn't tell you anything about what had going on. So after the fact.
Dude, your pops, I was like, hey, so this your dad. I'm chopping it up with him at the event. He's like, yeah, man. I was like, man, how you doing today? He's like, well, man, I'm burying my wife tomorrow. And I'm like,
right, yeah. He's like, wait a minute, what's going on?
I'm like, and your wife, that's his mother over there? Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that conversation. But when you reached out, it meant a lot to me, and I knew how big that cigar week was, and how you ramp it up. And when you called, I said, I'm there. I had to make it a point. I said, what do you need, McKnight? I said, I'm there.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm not gonna get emotional, but I appreciate it, brother.
I got you.
I appreciate it. So as we get ready to wrap up, where can they find GO3 Vodka?
Definitely online. You can use our presence at GO3Vodka.com.
Okay.
And it has our locations. We put recipes on there. We have events. We talk about events coming up. But of course, at retail stores, our Total Wine is our major retail partner. We're at every Total Wine. It's about $25 a bottle, so very, very reasonably priced.
Wow.
A lot of specs liquor stores and just different retailers all
and
around.
It's $25 for this amazing bottle of vodka.
We want to keep it available and reasonable for everyone, so anyone can support it.
That's awesome. So we know where to find it. Where can they find you at?
Okay. Our social media is the same. GO3 Vodka on all our social media. If you want to follow what I'm doing, I like to post a lot. I've realized that people get a lot of inspiration about just things I have going on. I try to give people a glimpse of my life a lot, and with intertwining all of what I'm doing with the fraternity, the vodka, my business, and so my IG and all social media is That's Lockett. OHTHATS Lockett.
Okay.
And I put everything on there, so definitely follow me there. When we have I guess our upcoming events, we're planning a big Juneteenth event. So
it's only right.
It's about
it's
the brand.
Only right.
So we're planning it big. So definitely want to incorporate cigars and coffee. So I'll be letting you know on that as we get closer. I want to have you a part of it.
Wow.
Yes, indeed.
That means a lot.
So.
Look,
it's an honor, brother. It's an honor to be here.
Anything I can do for you, just say it.
Gotcha. I appreciate that, brother. Thanks so much.
Real talk. Well, before we get out of here, we definitely have to highlight our sponsors for today. We're at the beautiful den today, ladies and gentlemen.
It's nice. This
amazing
is nice.
ambiance, right?
Yes,
you got the bookshelf, but instead of books, they cigar boxes, which is my love language. And then we have Day 6 Coffee. Day 6 Coffee is right in downtown Houston. Amazing coffee. We thank you for sponsoring this episode. And with that being said, Ron Lockett, I really appreciate it.
Hey, it was an honor, Brother Big Night. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, brother.
Man.
Thanks so much.
I really do. Well, until next time, it's D McKnight. It's Cigars and Coffee. Y'all be blessed.
Peace.